Today, we're going to go over my make list for 2025. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Alicia, and this is the APLCrafts podcast, and I talk about my knitting and sometimes crochet and my hand-dyed yarn that you can find on Etsy on APLCrafts Fine Yarn, and you can also find me on Instagram as APLCrafts Fine Yarn. I am on Facebook, but I'm not really active there. I don't know what I'm going to do with Facebook. It's just sitting there for now. I think my last post was November. So anyway, it's snowing outside. Snowmageddon has started. And apparently, I didn't know this, but apparently some dude from the Weather Channel came into Nashville and everybody was like, ah! So maybe because he's got this thing about him where everywhere he goes, it's like shit hits the fan situation. So we'll see if that actually happens. But I'm confused because if he shows up at a place, what's his name? Jim something or other. I'll put his name here. When he shows up somewhere, that's like when things get crazy. But if he's from the Weather Channel and I'm looking at the Weather Channel website and they're saying 4 to 8 inches. Okay, literally last winter we had more than that. I don't think this guy showed up. 2 years before that, we definitely had more than that. That guy didn't show up. So what's making this so different? Now, Atlanta's going to be a hot mess today because they have a mix and they're further south. So maybe he should have gone there. I don't know. Anyway, so let's get to this list because there's a whole lot to talk about. So grab a drink and a snack and cozy up because we're going to be here for an hour, maybe. I'm going to try to make it short, but okay. So my list for 2025 is going to be a little bit different than the last few years of my list. I tried to, this year, put things on the list that I either need to relearn, want to learn how to do, put some paid patterns in there so I can whittle that number down, and then sprinkled in with things that I've been wanting to do for a while. So we're going to do, I took pictures of everything, so I'm going to try to put pictures either over my face or over here as I talk about them. So we're going to get started. Some of these patterns are free, and I will mention those as they go along. There are some crochet patterns in there, so I will mention that as they go along. So the first thing on my list are called the Melon Socks by Mina Netsayan. So these are super cute. They are watermelon socks. I don't have the colors for them yet, but that doesn't mean I won't down the road. I'm sure I've got something, and if not, I can dye it up. But I thought they were really cute. I don't really wear knitted socks in the summer, but that doesn't mean that I can't wear them in the winter or something, right? So I thought those are super cute, so that's on my list. I need to have more socks. My goal is to have like 45, 50 pairs of knitted socks just sitting in a box at any one time. And I just counted, I don't know, a couple days ago, and I think I have like 21, 22 pairs. So just adding more socks to the list. The next thing that I want to do is Merry and Bright by Twin Stitches. And again, just want to have like some seasonal socks, socks to add to my number of socks. That's my goal. So I don't have the pattern yet, so I can't give you that much information. But there's definitely different patterns that you can choose from. So I thought that would be cute because it's not Christmas specific, it's holiday specific. So I like that. So it's like you can just kind of right after Thanksgiving just wear all of them, just kind of mix match your colors and all that. So I thought that was cute. Plus it's color work that I haven't. It's simple color work, but it's color work I haven't done on socks yet. So I thought that was attractive. Oh, the melon socks, by the way, are free. I forgot to mention that. Okay, so the next thing I want to do are the Simple Steak Mug Cozy by Dory at Lie Sit Knit, and this is a free pattern. This falls under things that I want to learn how to do. Steaking has been on my mind for a good amount of years now. I've been knitting for 8 years, 9 years, something like that. And I've been wanting to steep for most of those, and I haven't done that yet. So this is a good free pattern to kind of practice doing that and get the feel for it before I do it for real on a garment. And I do actually have some Let Lope in here, which would be really good for that because Let Lope is very sticky. So I'm going to use the pink and the white. You can see those right here. And I'm going to use those to make that. And I might actually do that pretty soon because it's a simple pattern. It's small. And it shouldn't take me more than a day to do. So that's on my list. The next thing I want to do are the Sun Moon socks by S.J. Griffin. And that's a free pattern as well. And I thought that was really cute. Definitely goes along with like things that I'm attracted to spiritually, stuff like the sun, moon, lunar, astrology, all that. Don't know what colors I'm going to do for that yet either, but I thought that was a really cute pattern. The next thing I want to do is the Quinn Fast Summer Crochet Tank, and that's also a free pattern, and that is by Kix and Jack Crochet. Part of my list is to add some crochet in there because I haven't really been doing a lot of that. Then some things here and there, but because I think it's because I've been crocheting for most of my life that I tend to do more knitting now, as you can see if you've been here for a while. So I figured I could throw in a garment in there, you know, just to have some variety, and it would be nice to do for the summer, as the pattern says, you know, summer crochet tank. Not sure what yarn I might use. I'm thinking I might use, no, that's not it. This yarn, because I think it's got some linen in it. Linen, viscose, and silk. So I might use that. Might use this for that, because I have a sweater's quantity of this. So yeah, I've got 5 skeins left. So I might do that because, you know, linen's more of a summery type of yarn. I do still have some of this blue left, but I don't think it's enough to do crochet because crochet eats up like almost 30% more yarn than knitting. Somebody correct me in the comments if my percentages are wrong. But yeah, thinking about doing that. And then more socks. The Apple Picnic Socks by Ariel Chang. It's also a free pattern. I just thought those were cute. It's perfect for fall. For me, fall starts September 1st. So I want to get on these socks within the next few months. I think I might have yarn for that. Again, I could just dye it up if I need to. But yeah, I thought those were super cute. I've been looking at those for a while. And I don't know if I mentioned they're free. And yeah, it's kind of encompasses everything autumn, you know, the apples and the colors and all that. And you could change it up if you wanted to too, because there's plenty of apples in different colors. You could do green apples, you could do pink apples, you could do red apples, you could do dark red apples, you could do red black apples, because there's a, what's the variety called? Black Arkansas, which I don't recommend eating raw, but they're very shelf stable. So if you can get your hands on some of those, they're definitely a different apple. Sands Point by Joan Forgione. That was another pattern that I was thinking about doing with that linen silk yarn. What attracted me to that too was that it was nice and flowy. It looks good for that transitional weather. I wouldn't wear this in the summer, not in Tennessee, but maybe like in April, maybe even May, and then going back until like September, October. This would be a good outfit to wear, and I really like that I-cord string that's going on in the front. Thought that was really super cute. So yeah, that was an idea. The Truth Is Out There socks by Charlotte Stone. It's another trying to get my sock count, and it's also one of my pay patterns that I'm trying to use up. I don't think there's anything else that was a paid pattern I've talked about so far. No, so this is the first one. I have 34 paid patterns I'm trying to knock down before I like really start buying patterns. Again, I want to get to like 5 to 10 patterns. So this is the first one that's on my list that I want to get that number down with. I have some hand-dyed yarn that I did have in the shop, and I can't photograph it well for the life of me. I can't get the lighting right, can't get the color right. So I just took it down. It was peridot. I have a birthstone collection, and that was peridot. What month is peridot? I think it's October. I know Opal's also October, but the thing is that these birthstones, there's a couple different things that fall under each month, and I just picked one that I could dye up. So maybe it's August. Anyway, regardless, I cannot get this color right, but it'd be perfect for these socks. It's like, I'll try to put a picture up if I can find it of the peridot color. And it's just, it looks murky. I can't get that. It's just a bright, in your face green that I can't photograph. But it'd be perfect for these socks with a black background, just like, you know, the picture that Charlotte Stone has. My thought is with those though, I may stripe the foot and then do the color work after the heel. It would look cute doing the color work all over the whole foot. And I'm kind of on the fence. I'm on the fence. I don't know what I want to do with that. I'll worry about that later because I'm not in a rush to make those socks yet. Although, you know, the topic of aliens has definitely been in the media. Maybe I should make them so that when the aliens do show their faces, I could be like, hey, what, take me with you? Can I go? Can I go? That'd be great. Look, I'm showing support. Anyway. I have not had enough coffee yet today. Anyway, let's move on. So I'm trying to make this quick. So there's a lot. What is next? What is next? Hello Ponchette. Hello Spring Ponchette by Tracy Feldman. It's a crochet pattern and it's free. I actually made this last year and I did it all in black, and I'll throw up a picture of that. And I want to make another one. I've got right here. Now, I may see, the thing is that ponchette that I made last year took 2 skeins of yarn. This is only 1, which would mean that it's going to be shorter. But I think that this would go really well, like just for the summer as a cover, not a cover up, but just kind of something that zhuzh up an outfit. So this is on my mind for, it's Mountain Colors. This is on my mind for that particular pattern, but I may or may not choose that. I won't make another black one because that's dumb. But here's the content. Silk wool, 2 types of wool, silk and nylon. So possibly. We'll see. I also have somewhere, oh, it's down here. Let me go get it. I also have this yarn, but it's really, it's obnoxious. I may not use it. It's very, very not in my wheelhouse for color that I work with. So I may give that away. I don't know. But those are my thoughts for that. I do want to make another one because when I made the black one, I wore it to the theater. I sound so posh. I wore it to the theater and I got so many compliments on it. So it's definitely something that I want to make another one for. I just am not 100% on what yarn yet. Next thing I want to do, and it's another paid for pattern, is the Cardoon by Isabel Kramer. Now I've got this Jamieson's up here, and I have, there's a lot of this, and I think they're 50-gram skeins though, so, but I have enough to make 1 sweater with color work. because I've got like a reddish heathery color that goes with this gray. So it's not Jameson Smith, it's Jameson's of Shetland. So that's an idea for the cardoon, but it's also an idea for a few other sweaters that I'm going to talk about in a second. The next two things that I have on my list, I already did. So I have two finishes on my list. So I'm knocking out the stuff on my list already. So I have the Hakea hat by Anna O'Brien and the Easy Peasy hat by Carolina Adamczyk. And the Easy Peasy hat is free. So let me show you the Hakea hat. I just actually finished this the other day. This bottom color here is my hand dyed that I used to have on pre-order, and I may put it on pre-order again, but it's dark unicorn, and it's blacks and purples, blues, pink, fuchsia, and then it goes into this Madeline Tosh, I think it's wino, and then this white speckly color, that's mine, that I just kind of had sitting around for years. And it's a mix of slip stitches and knits. So I don't know why I have this line here, because that is not my beginning of round. I think it's because I may have it folded there or something, but I don't know why that's there. But yeah, I knit that on a US 4, it's DK weight yarn. I think the original pattern was fingering weight. So I did the smallest size, and it, like, I don't know if I want to put it on. It fits enough. It's a little bit snug. I do like my hats to be snug, but it's a little bit more snug than what I was thinking it would be. And I like my hats slouchy. The original pattern is for beanie, I think, with a little bit of slouch. So, but you can always control the slouch by how long you knit the pattern before you start doing the decreases. So that's that. And here's the crown. And it's a good pattern. It's easy to, I love Anna O'Brien's patterns anyway. Everything is easy to follow. Usually, depending on the pattern, she'll have charts. And that's actually how I learned to read charts, was through her patterns. Because she writes everything out, and if she has a chart, she'll have the chart, and she'll have everything written out. So, and then the Easy Peasy hat. It's the same colors. It's just different patterning. And, yeah. Also, US 4, I think this one might have been the larger size, because I think that the pattern was also DK weight. So, there's that. This one fits a little bit more comfortably. It's actually right where I want my hats to be. Not too snug, but definitely staying on there tight. So, and there's a crown for that one. That's all I really have to say about that. Like I said, we're going to go through this quick. All right, so moving on. Revival by Anka Strick. I have made this pattern in the past, and it's a really comfortable pattern, except for like the shoulder part, and I've talked about that before in the past, where like the construction of the sweater leaves like this hump sort of on my shoulders, and I don't really know how to modify that. So I just kind of left that in. But I want to make another one, because the one that I have, it got very worn. And the only reason why I got really worn was because I wore it, what's the name of it? The City Museum in St. Louis. I wore it to the City Museum in St. Louis. And if you've ever been there, it is a highly interactive place. And I'm like a little kid when I go into a place like that. So I climbed all the things. and they're, you know, and then I got hot, and so like, you know, I'm wrapping the sweater around my waist, and so it's, I'm sliding and doing this and the other, and my sweater's taking the brunt of it, and yeah, it got beat up. So I'd like to make another one. That particular sweater that I made was with high twist yarn. I don't think I have any high twist yarn right now. So I'm a little hesitant to make that one because I would prefer to knit it again in high twist yarn. But I don't have to. I would just prefer to. But regardless, I want to make it again because overall, even with that little thing that's going on with the shoulders, is a super, super comfortable sweater, and I wear it every year. I wear a lot every year. So that's on my list. Granny's Butterfly. Now, when I was writing out my list, I think this pattern is gone. So I'm going to show you the picture anyway. But I think it's gone because it says it's free, but you can't click on it anymore. So I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't looked to see if I can get it anywhere else on the internet. But for now, it's going to stay on my list until I can figure that out. And if I have to take it off the list, I have to take it off the list. But I wanted to make something that was toy-like, quote-unquote. I don't make amigurumi or toys or anything like that because it hurts my hands. But I figured with the chunky weight yarn, that would be something cute and easier to do. But like I said, it may be gone. I don't know. All right. Next thing on the list is a free pattern, Teddy Bear's Picnic by D.H. Morris. And, I mean, come on, the pattern says it has ears and a hood. I mean, come on. It's so cute. It's so cute. So I have to make that. I've been looking at that pattern for years. So yeah, like, I don't know what yarn I would use or any of that. I don't have any sweater quantities of yarn at the moment. But like I said, I can always dye some up, so that's not the problem. But, I mean, where's my, like, if you see me, like, on Instagram or anything like that, I'm always wearing this hat. I did not make this. This is store-bought. But, I mean, I wear things with ears. It's just... And it has these things. And I think if I make that garment, I have to put, like, something for me to do this with, because I love playing with the braids. So I think I'm going to do that. I need to make a hat like this. Like, I really do. I do actually have a hat pattern. You know, maybe if I have to get rid of the butterfly, I will get a pattern on my list that has the ear flaps. Because I know I have some, like, in my hat bundle. And then I can put, like, a braided thing on it so I could play with my hat like I'm a 6-year-old. All right, let me put that down. Okay, pattern after that is another paid for pattern, and it's the Jingle by Isabel Kramer. And again, this is an idea, this yarn, for that pattern. I've had this pattern for a while, and I just never got around to knitting it. And like I said, I want to use up my paid for patterns, so this is another idea for that one. This yarn is going to be in some lucky pattern, and then I'll have to buy yarn for the rest of it or make yarn for the rest of it. But yeah, there's that. And then the Night Path by Alicia Plummer. You sensing the theme here? I have so many patterns that this yarn will be great for. I just have to figure out what pattern I'm going to choose for this yarn. But I've had that one for a long time. Would love to knit that. I think that yarn is worsted. Yeah, so yeah, this is worsted. It'll work. Yeah, that's really not much else to say about that one, other than it looks cozy. All right, next pattern is a free pattern by K2, KEA2, and it's called the Archer. And it's another one of those with a hood and cabling and stuff. And I could put ears on it if I wanted to, but I probably won't. But I don't think I've knit anything with a hood. The closest I've ever gotten to making anything with a hood was a crochet scarf that I made like with a hood, and then like the kids were wearing them back in the day. I remember this. All the emo kids were wearing it. And it's kind of like that style, like, you know, you have the scarf and then you have the pocket hands and, you know, with the hood thing. That's the closest I've ever made to doing anything with a hood. I've never made any garments with a hood. So that and the teddy bear both have hoods. So, what the hell? I think I got yarn in my eye. So yeah, that's an idea. I don't know how many garments I'll get to this year, but we'll see. Another paid for pattern is Hill Country Rain Wrap by Caitlin Hunter. And I've had this one for a very long time as well. I just need to get these paid for patterns out of my face. So I don't have yarn for that yet. I mean, I'm sure I do. I just have to play around with my colors to figure out what I want to do. It takes a lot of colors. The more colors that are in a shawl or a wrap, the more likely I am to push it back, because I have a lot of colors, but it doesn't mean I have a lot of colors that go well with each other, which is why it took me a long time to do the True Colors shawl by Melanie Byrne. And even then, like, I had a whole bunch of colors, and then I whittled it down to 3 because I didn't like the way the colors were playing with each other. So, and I didn't really want to do that, but I ended up doing that. But in the future, I would really like to try to stick with more colors that are supposed to be in a wrap or a shawl and taking them away. You know what I mean? So the Hill Country Rain Wrap has like a bunch of different designs going on in there. So I think that would be eye-catching. Okay, what's next? The White Leaf is a free pattern by Woolen Bricks. Again, another pattern that I can use this yarn for. So it's the theme with anything that's using this yarn is that the color work section is simple. Because I only have, this might actually be the only skein I have. Let me see. Yeah. So it's a matter of me wanting to use up the yarn and trying to keep it where I only need this one skein to do the color work. So I can't do anything that has a whole lot of color work. Even those Isabel Kramer not cardigans, pullovers, I don't know if it's going to dip into a second skein. I mean, this should be enough. I just didn't want to have anything that was too deep in the yoke for color work, because I only have this one skein for color, and then I have everything else for the body for this. So that's why I'm trying to pick sweaters that just have a little bit of something. So that's why the White Leaf fell into that category, because it's definitely just a little bit, you know, simple enough, but cute, you know. Okay, we're going back to socks. Elsa's Cable Socks by Valia Botenko. And these are simple one color with just a little bit of cable. Goes all the way up to the cuff, so you don't have to worry about doing any ribbing at the cuff. I'll probably do those pretty soon too. I think I've got a blue in here somewhere that would work. This may not be enough yarn, but I've got this blue, which is showing up really blue on the screen, but it's more dark teal and slate multicolor. So there's some white in there, some darker and lighter shades of the dark teal. Actually, this is a really good color right there. That's what it looks like. So I might use that, or I'm gonna have an avalanche. See, this would be cute, but this problem is that there's some green in there, so that's probably not gonna work. This is very light, but it's like a robin egg blue. That would look cute for those socks. I might actually use this. This is more of a DK, but I mean, who cares, right? You can cable DK waist socks. So I might use that. That's all I have for now. But yeah, I thought those were really cute and simple enough. I wanting to venture a little bit away from just doing vanilla socks. Like I'm still gonna have vanilla socks, but like just a little, a little zhuzh because I'm tired of doing the same thing over and over again. My hair's all screwed up now. Those hats. Oh well. Do I ever have like great hair going on in this podcast? No. So who cares? All right. The Amaya Mosaic Shawl by Tatiana. It's crochet. So it's crochet mosaic. It's triangular. I've had this one on my paid for a very long time because I'm trying to have. It's not the matching up two colors or two colors that look good together. It's having enough of two colors to do this. And that's what's been holding me back for a very long time. Also, the fact that it's triangular. And I realized a long time ago that triangular shawls just don't flatter me as much as like asymmetrical or crescent does. But I still want to make this. And I'd still be able to wear it. It's just, But it takes up a lot of yarn. And I don't know what yarn that I would like to use for it. And then having enough for it. So. But otherwise, yeah. So that's a paid for that I need to get off my list. Another paid for pattern I want to get off my list is the Oriana Wrap by Amber O'Brien. And that's another one's got like multiple colors going on. It's knit this way. Wait. It's knit long because it's a wrap. It's not knit lengthwise, it's knit widthwise, if that makes sense. God. So I want to get that off my list. Again, it's just a matter of getting enough colors because I have a lot of colors, but getting the colors that will all look right and the weight that I want to use. Yada yada. We know how that goes. Another pair of socks. The Simple Skip Socks by Adrienne Koo. That's been in my sock bundles. I have a lot of bundles on Ravelry. I don't know if you'd be able to access those or not by looking me up. I'm APLCrafts on Ravelry, by the way, just written out Apple and then crafts. I don't know if you'd be able to see that, but I've had that on in my bundles for a long time. It's one of those that like it's just a little bit of texture, a little bit of zhuzh on a vanilla sock. So I'm at the point now where I want to do that. So I'll probably be doing those soon. Yeah. All right. Free pattern, Brioche Kitty Hat by Suzanne Summer. Brioche is one of those things that I did actually work on and have done a handful of years ago, maybe 6 years ago. I did actually make a hat in brioche. Then I made another hat in brioche, but messed it up and never bothered to touch brioche again. And I would like to get back into that and expand my world, if you will, into brioche. Because it looks cool. And like you could do a lot of different designs. It looks cozy. You can really, once you get that brioche down, start doing like all kinds of intricate stuff. One designer that comes to mind is Lavanya Patricella. She does, I think, nothing but brioche, and it's all kinds of intricate patterns and stuff like that. There's also Andrew Maui does a lot of brioche. Stephen West does a lot of brioche. So I kind of would like to go down that road and do something different. I think I am getting to the point where I'm not necessarily bored with knitting. I just really need something to stimulate my brain. So that's why I put brioche on here. And this hat is cute and it's free. So it's a great way to learn how to do two-color brioche. to get that down. I might, if I am successful with that, I may do 2 hats just to make sure I really have that down. And I have not looked at the pattern yet, so I don't know if there's a chart. I hope that there is, because um, in my experience, once I learn how to read a chart, it just opens up a whole world for me, and I don't really need to need to know a language in order to read a chart. I just need to get numbers down. You know what I mean? So it just opens up a whole world of patterns. So I do hope that that's in there. Um, Now, going back to toys and such, Never Not Knowing by Sarah Shira. I do know that she's got a gnome knit along going on this year. I'm not taking part in that, but I have heard that that's going on. Um, what I'm probably going to do, because these gnomes are very small, and like I said, it hurts my hands to do toys, I may use a worsted weight and scrap yarn, just so that I'm not working with, like, thin yarn and doing a lot of manipulating of needles and stuff and hurting my hands. So I may use the worsted weight yarn, or even chunky yarn. I don't know if I have any chunky yarn left. I might. Yeah, this this was because of that wool swap that ended up, um, wool swap is no more, and I have this yarn. So I may end up using some of that for the gnomes, just to make it easier on my hands. But I really would like to make a gnome, because they're cute, adorable, all the things, and it'd be nice to have one. Um, so I'm probably gonna go down that road of like thicker yarn to do that, or see what I have in my scrap tote, because I have a lot of worsted in there. But yeah, so if you want to do the make along, look her up. So see when that starts, because I don't even know if it started yet. It may have started already. And then the last thing on my list, that's a paid for pattern, is Solaris by Melanie Bird. And that's another one where you need like a lot of main color and then a bunch of different colors. And I really would like to stick to having a bunch of different colors, because that's the whole point of this shawl. That's the whole point for a lot of these shawls with all these different colors, is to have all those different colors. And I really want to try to aim to get as many of those contrast colors as possible for my shawls. So to sum it all up, in this list for 2025, I have 10 paid for patterns that I put in there from my list of 34 paid for patterns that I have in total on Ravelry. I already made one, that was the Hakea hat, so I have 9 paid for patterns left on my 2025 list, which brings me down to 33 paid for patterns that I have left. My goal by the end of the year, at this point, would be 24, but if I can get lower than 24, that would be awesome. So we'll see how that goes for the rest of the year. And then, I also have that whip, the campsite cardi. So really that should be on that list too, but it's not finished. So we still have that 34 original number for paid for. Well, 33 at this point, because I finished the Hakea hat. And then I have 3 things on this list in total of things that I can learn how to do. And that would be the gnome, and the brioche hat, and the steeking. So that was my goal for this year, was to get the crochet in there, things I need to learn, whittle down that paid for pattern list. So we'll see how that goes. I'm very hopeful. My thought, to do something different this year as opposed to the last few years, is once a month, and I really should have done this last year and I didn't do that. Once a month, at the end of the month, I'm going to go over my 2025 list and see what I've done and what I still need to work on, and we'll talk about whips and all that stuff for that list. And at the beginning of every month, what I'd like to do is talk about projects that I have on the needles that are not on that list, and all of my back burner whips, like the Marled Mania leggings and the corner to corner blanket that I'm currently sewing up. Hopefully I'll be done with that soon. I also have the memory blanket that I think I forgot to talk about in my last episode. So I'll be bringing that up beginning of every month until that's done. So, yeah. So Snowmageddon By the way, if you're just here for the knitting, I'm done talking about knitting. I'm going to talk about kitties now. So if you want to stay for kitties and look at videos of kitties. So, Snowmageddon. Um, this morning I opened up the back door because the cats have 100% reign of the back of the house. We built in a catio, if you will, for them. So when you see these videos,
what is this stuff?
And you see some chairs and stuff that just looks like you wouldn't sit in it, it's because we don't sit in it. It's for the cats. The whole thing's for the cats. I don't go back there. So, but we have some cats who've never seen snow before. We have some cats that have seen snow, and they may or may not have remembered it. I didn't get everybody. I would have liked to have gotten everybody, but that's most of the cats were just not interested. I think it's just too cold out there for them. But we have a cat door, so it's not like we're having to go check on them every 5 minutes. They have free reign to come in and out whenever they want. So we left that open. But I did get some video of them going out there. We had one cat, Flower. She's one of the kittens, who walked out the door and promptly said nope and walked right back in. And then some of the bigger cats kind of went out, looked at it. They're like, oh yeah, I kind of remember this, and then kind of walked off. The mama cat of the kittens, I don't know if she's ever seen snow because we got her a couple weeks before she gave birth, and she gave birth April 6th, so I don't know if she's seen snow. Maybe. I'm sure she may have seen it. I don't know. But she walked out, said nope, and walked right back in. I wish I had gotten video of Saya. At this point, I already had my phone needed to charge and all that stuff. But I caught her underneath the table, patio table, just kind of pawing at the snow. She was like, what is this? Her sister was at the corner underneath the chair. We had pest control come through, and they put these granules down, and I had to cover up where the fence was because the granules got inside and where the cats go. And usually this guy's pretty good about not getting stuff in their area, but I guess with the granules, they kind of just went everywhere. So I had chairs down, so she was like by the chair, covered up, and however I had that. And yeah, so I don't know if she got into her corner and then decided that she was afraid to get out, because usually she likes to run when I approach her, like to play around. And I got there and she was just like, so I tried to get her. She went right back into the house. So I think she just was afraid to walk over the snow because it was too cold. So, yeah, so I am definitely looking forward to all the snow. I am a New England girl, and I've been down here for 20 years almost, and Lord help me, I actually miss the snow. I miss it. I'm sorry, I miss it. But what I think why I enjoy the snow down here now is because I don't have to go to work in it. I don't have to dig my car out of snow to go to work. So I can actually properly enjoy it. Now, I know that's a privilege. Some people don't have that luxury. But look, I paid my dues, okay? I paid my dues. I have been on the streets, driving to work in the middle of a blizzard because it might be nice the next day because customers will come in. This is when I was a baker. So I get it. I get having to go through all that crap. And then the store closes and you just did like a $3,200 bake by yourself. Yeah. Hey, but at least Panera had a fireplace. This was years ago when I worked at Panera. So, but yeah, I paid my snow dues for sure. But yeah, now that I can actually just sit back and enjoy it, it's nice. And I'm going to be drinking my coffee and looking out the window at the snow. It's supposed to snow steadily all day until 10 o'clock tonight. Yeah. So, yeah. Got nowhere to go. But USPS is out today. I had a package to get out. So, oh, here's a story. Okay, so my dumbass, right? I forgot that Carter's funeral was yesterday, right? And I'm on TikTok and stuff, and um, seeing things about the government's closed on the 9th. Wasn't thinking to myself when I went to the post office because I needed to drop off packages and get stamps that it was the 9th, right? So I'm like, why is the post office closed? Blah, 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 blah. Well, damn, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, the funeral. Okay, that makes sense. So, and then we have Snowmageddon, right? So I'm like, all right, they're probably not going to come through today, right? So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, that's Thursday that I can't get the package out. That's Friday, the package is not coming out. Then we have the weekend, and then um, I can get them out Monday, right? But guess where these packages are going? They're going to LA. Okay? This person lives in LA. And I have their address, obviously. So I'm looking and I'm just like, they're not in where the fire is, but they're pretty damn freaking close. And I'm just like, I guess Snowmageddon over here and a day where the government was closed, right? And then we have the fires going on over there. I'm like, is this person even going to get their packages? I don't know. What am I supposed to do? But then I get in my emails, I get when they're like what they're delivering for that day. So I'm like, oh, they're actually going to run today, which would make sense because they certainly have like delivered mail and worse snow than this. So I'm like, okay, well, I can get one package out today, and that can go out there, and hopefully they get it. And I'm like so worried for this customer. It's not even funny, right? It's like hopefully they get it, and hopefully they're not like their house isn't going to be up in flame. Like Jesus. And then Saturdays might be a bust. I don't know. I guess it just depends on if I get an email saying they're going to deliver mail, or I don't know. And then Monday. So on Monday, the other package will go out. Anyway, that's my life. So I am done babbling along. And I am going to put the bundle down in the description box below for you to find. I'm not going to link every single pattern because that's a lot of patterns, but I will link the bundle. So if you are on Ravelry, you can look at that. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy the snow. I'm going to make a grilled cheese later. Hopefully. I think for breakfast, my stomach is grumbling. Yeah, I'm going to make a grilled cheese. And I have some homemade sauce I'm going to dip it in. So that'll be really yummy. Homemade tomato sauce. And I'm going to work on some of my knitting. So I hope that you guys are well. And hopefully you are not caught in those fires. Because, dear Lord, that is a hot freaking mess. My God, I can't even... I got thoughts and ideas and everything running through my mind, and oh my God, my heart is with those people because it is crazy over there. Like, it is so crazy over there. Hope you're doing okay. And if you're stuck in the snow over on the east side, I hope you get to enjoy it. I hope you got the day off and you're not being forced to go into work. If you work from home, I'm sorry, that means you're having to work. But at least you can kind of take breaks and look at the snow, if that's your thing. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks. All right, bye.